All right, once that tape holds, I'll be able to. All right, a little bit of an intro. So I was working. I sold this Dell 46, and I tested it once more before I sent it off, as I always do. And I noticed it didn't always turn on properly. So what I did is I took it apart, put the postcard through it. Where is that postcard? I might need it later. Uh, and it sometimes worked, sometimes it didn't. So I did the regular stuff: swap the cards, take out the chip, take out the RAM, put new RAM. Sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't. So I looked at the board, and this is the original motherboard. So it's shiny, and I noticed corrosion on it. So I took it out and I cleaned it up with alcohol and a toothbrush as best I could, and that didn't help too much. So I took all the chips out of it, and I put it in the dishwasher. And then it posted regularly, but I didn't. I had a keyboard issue where it wouldn't detect the keyboard. So I checked the keyboard fuse, and everything was fine with the multimeter, anyways. So then I'm like, you know what? Last ditch effort. I looked at the board. There was some corrosion on some of the parts. I don't know where it came from, but it was definitely there. So I decided, let's reflow this. So I reflowed it, and I guess I left it in there for a little too long because when I touched the pen to pick it up, and it was pretty hot. I didn't wear gloves. I don't know why I didn't do that. It kind of went down like that. You see a part just fell off of it? Yeah. Some chips came off, and I couldn't put them back on. So I did the right thing, and I put it back in there for like another 10 minutes, and I stripped everything off of it, and I also melted all of that. Like this is after, I think that was the IC that fell off of the socket. Yeah, so what I have is a melted, empty, depopulated board, and at least I have a tray full of cool ICs everywhere. This is I got 72 pin SIM holders, so yeah. And I managed to get the VRAM off the main board, which was cool. So now I have 512K of surface mount video memory, or just memory, really. So yeah, unfortunately, what started with just intermittent operation ended with just failure. So here is the replacement board. And actually, before we do that, the corrosion even on, you can kind of see it on the surface mount resistors there. Like, I don't know what to do with that. I tried to scrape it. I don't know what kind of corrosion it is, but it was speckled all over the board. Like, the first wash got rid of a good amount of it. But, yeah, like you can see all of that. There's some more here. Most of it was around the external battery connector for some reason. So yeah, this board was intermittent to begin with. When I first got the computer, it worked fine. But I guess whatever caused that corrosion and stayed on there, created problems. So I mean, it's always important to thoroughly inspect the computer. And if you have any batteries, remove them. So this is a replacement board coming from New Jersey, and it is this was a DX266 system. The replacement board is a DX33, but it doesn't matter because those pins are compatible, and I have a bunch of DX266 CPUs here. So I'll just plop it in when I'm done. Same voltage. You don't have to set any jumpers. The clock multiplier is internal. What I'm concerned about the most is whether it posts. So there it is, fresh out of the box, nice and packaged. Oh, will it work? Certainly a lot of packaging. We need to reuse in the future. Okay, I'm going to read that later, but I'm pretty sure I know what it means. Don't give me negative feedback if it doesn't work. There's a return policy, yada, yada, yada. It's also part of the reason I'm filming this live. In case this doesn't work, there's no ambiguity at all about what was done here. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Let's get it out of the anti-static package. Pop. Pop. This looks factory seal here. No, I'm kidding. It's not a factory seal. This is a used part, apparently. Working full. So just get it off that copper header there. Okay, so what I see from memory is pretty much the same thing, except that the CPU is a 33 megahertz. So, yep. Let's check for corrosion. It smells almost new. I wonder if this is new. Nope, it's been installed. There's sticky standoffs here. Okay, cool, but it looks in great shape. So let's go get the box, put it in, and see what we get. Okay, this is the box. Just re-angle this a little bit. Not wearing socks with my flip-flops today, so no comment on that, por favor. Anyways, we have everything we need here. Yeah, oh, there's my I/O thing. Postcode reader. It's the original memory. No, this is the memory I was messing with. The original sign. There's the DX266 CPU, which I know works because when I was troubleshooting that old board, I bumped in a couple others, even a 33. And yeah, sometimes post, sometimes not post. So yeah, this should be a straight bolting. Unfortunately, these are very proprietary motherboards with everything built into them. So there's a built-in video card, 512K of RAM in that. It's expandable. Don't ask me how, but it has a header here. I think it's just a module that connects here. The feature connector for it, I don't know what JView is. That is the ISA bus riser expansion. It's a slimline case, so there's only 3, but you don't really need anything because you got everything built in. COM1, COM2, parallel, mouse, keyboard. Lots of options for RAM, and integrated floppy drive, and IDE controller. So I'm going to assume that all the jumpers are set correctly, as this is a working pull. All right, all the bolt holes line up as they should. I only had pictures to go on, so it was a good guesstimation. Now let's see. These are the motherboard screws, yeah? Yeah, all right. We'll put a couple in for now. And just load it up the way that it is with just the CPU. No RAM, well, obviously RAM, but no I/O, just video, keyboard. And let's put a, what is this, JHDD LED? Yeah, that hasn't changed. Perfect. It's nicely keyed, and it goes. We'll put a third screw in for good measure here. Okay, so this is either going to be black to black as always, making sure for warranty claims if this breaks. I hope it works. I don't care about the money. I care about the board. So black to black. I also measured the voltage rail. 12 volt is 11.78, and 5 volt is 5.0 something. I can't remember. Okay, power, video, and I need a keyboard. This beautiful Keytronic keyboard. Keyboard is this one. Okay, so we need some RAM, 16 megs of parity. It uses parity memory, so that's in there now. And okay, let's double check everything. So I had CPU, I didn't touch. Black to black, power's in, video's in. All right, let me re-angle this monitor and Let's see what happens. Triple check that black to black. None of the accessories are plugged in. I'm going to put in my I/O card. I can't put the I/O card reader in. Okay. There goes nothing. Huh. It's not turning on because that maybe? Yeah, that one was just not connected. Okay. Oh, yes, yes. Ah, sweet. 8 megs of RAM. No, sorry, 16 megs of RAM. Invalid configuration, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so let's immediately connect all the I/O. Or maybe pop the CPU out. No, let's just run a test on it without touching anything in case, that voids the warranty somehow or something. Let me just bring that back to here so you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess here. It's kind of an impromptu today thing that just kind of happened. I received the package earlier today, and I was like, yes, I can get this off my workbench because I need it to soup up my kids' Power Wheels. So I really should make a video about that, but there's no way to bring the camera outside, and I don't have time to edit videos at the moment. Between a project car and renovating a bathroom, starting school in a week, well, continuing school in a week, I'm gonna need some screws. Okay, well, what I'll do first, I suppose, is secure the motherboard. It's definitely an earlier revision of the board. The ICs are in slightly different spots. Oh no, because I'm holding it upside down. No, the ICs are in the same spots. Yeah, everything's the same except this one has bodge wires everywhere. This is from 1990, this board. 92, this board. Sorry, 91 for this board, 92 for this board. But there's no discernible performance differences between the boards that I can tell. Both are cashless. Nothing fancy with the I/O. Yeah, well, we'll check the BIOS in a minute. Any screws here? All right, I got that one already. Did I miss anything? Nope. That's going to be for the CD-ROM. That's going to be for the motherboard. Nice and keyed. There we go. Let's give the hard drive some power. And give the floppy some I/O. I'm just going to assume everything will work and put the CD-ROM back in. So the hardware, none of the hardware other than the motherboard was touched. So configuration of everything on the hard drive should still boot up everything accordingly on the computer. Okay. All right. So let's just screw that down. And you know what we could also do while we're here? Let's get that riser card in. This one here. That's how they used to do it back in the day. and you just put this in to the motherboard, and you get 3 more expansions, which I don't know. I don't remember if there was a NIC in here or not. There might have been, but I took it out and added a sound card. I'm using the world's shortest screwdriver, and I have the world's second shortest screwdriver available to me. Perfect. Yeah, taking this apart was the first time was a bit of, well, the only time was a bit of a, what do I do now? Usually what I'm used to, ALRs and stuff like that, other slim lines, you pull this piece out. Other Dells I've even worked on, and that takes the riser card out with it. But you have to take the riser card out first to get at the motherboard. So that was, I don't think I've seen that before. I mean, it wasn't super confusing, but towards keyboard. Just put that in there. Let's put this in. Well, no, because the CPU will be next. Okay, cool. Let's give it a go. Hard drive is turning on. We've got some activity. And for the time being, I'm going to plug this thing back in here. Positive is facing here. No boot device available, not a problem. All right, F2, what do we have here? I'm not going to bother setting the date because this is getting shipped overseas, and they said, don't include the batteries. So I'm just going to temporarily set up. How do I change that? Okay, 3.5, 1.44. Okay, let's see. How do we change the values here? Type 49. Is that correct? Yep. No, it has 16 heads. And 63 sectors. Okay, not installed. And everything looks good. We can't change that because it has a DX33. Okay, cool. Alt-B reboot. Floppy's testing. And yes. All right, cool. It's going to give me a sound card error, which is fine. So it should find the CD-ROM that did. All right. What do we have on here in terms of hard drive? Check this. I forgot. I think it's a 549. Seems like it has a lot of stuff on it. 850 megahertz. Okay, well that's probably more than computer in 1992 would have come out with, but I think it was possible, just super expensive. All right, let's have a look at utilities and verify that. Do I have hardware info? Let's check if everything is working well. I did say it would crash because it's using EMM386, so we'll do a quick reboot. Take this out now. No, we'll leave it. We'll do a quick reboot and see if it'll work with bypassing the startup files. Control C in DOS. Interestingly, no, I don't want to do that. Press C to boot from CD-ROM. I don't want to do that. You know what? Fine, I will. I don't care. Where is my boot disk? Is it? Might be it. It is. Okay, cool. Oh, I found the LED turning signal thing that I was looking for. Sweet. All right. Okay, mainboard info. DX33, internal, bus type ISA. I believe the chipset is the same. 8K of cache, memory report's the same. The BIOS is newer than the one that was on there. Interesting. All right, video info should be the exact same, yeah. 512K of cache, okay, cool. I would say, do one more quick test for how it works speed-wise. Active virus. Oh, okay. Well, I better check my stuff. Sometimes it does that. 33 megahertz benchmarks, CPU performance. Yeah, bit faster than your regular DX33. Okay. Do I have F-Prod on this machine? I do. All right. Off cam, I'm going to scan the diskettes for viruses. I don't think there's any. NSSI sometimes just says, hey, whatevs. Check your shit. So, okay. This is coming out. This is going. Nope. I'm going to take the CPU out now. And use the trusty screwdriver to pry between the board and the chip method. And once you get enough of that, you can put in tweezers. Which I can't find, so we'll just use this IO shield. Works just as well. Probably better than a screwdriver. Oh well, it's giving me some resistance. I read an article yesterday about buying a computer in 1995. The article recommended get a DX266 and whatever, which I guess is still a decent system back then. But they said, get a SIF socket. It's vital. Like, how many times are you going to upgrade your chip? Once? Like, who cares? All right, this is super important. Pin 1. That came in like this, so the opposite of this is like that. So, cool. Where's pin 1 of this? Ooh, this got pretty warm. Didn't even do much. Okay, these are literally this is a DX266. It even says right on it. You can't see it because I have a 720p camera. But trust me, it says DX266 on it. So where would pin 1 be here? This looks like it. Yes, that is pin 1. Pin 1 there. Pin 1 here is there. It says right on the board 1. Let's confirm that with that. It is in fact what pin 1 is. Yes. Yes. Good. So just triple check that, because if you put this in upside down, I've seen motherboards fry. But the CPUs be fine. And at this point, I don't really care about the CPU because this ain't no standard motherboard. Okay. Yeah, that's pin 1. That's pin 1. Okay. Yes. That notch is bigger than all the others. And it has a line that connects there. Okay. And that just plops in there. Noticeable flex to the motherboard. All right, go. Yes. All right. Dell system 46P66. The other one's at P16. But let's confirm all this. Yeah. I'll check it out later. I think I know why, because the date's different. Okay, cool. Processor DX2S66. Benchmarks, CPU performance. Yeah, about on par with a DX266. Okay, so I think I'm going to call that a successful install. And off cam, obviously, I'm going to burn test this overnight and put the sound card back in. And is this it? Yeah. Okay. And yeah, whatever. Just I'm curious. That got pretty warm. This original Dell. I like it though. It has a nice little cool. It says, "Ooh, let me see. What is it? Dell." Damn, my lighting is taking a toll for the worst. Anyways, it says there it is. Dell DX33. I like the little logo there. Excellent. Well, that is all. Hopefully that was entertaining. It was. I'm more than happy about this all working. So perfect. Do zobaczenia w takim razie.